Okay, what is up, tycoons? What's up, traders? We gotta revisit Microbot Medical today, ticker symbol MBOT. This one has been highly requested, so we're gonna come back with an update. We are gonna break down the chart in today's video, so don't worry about that, but we're gonna save that for the end of the video. We need to really talk about what this company is and many of the big things to come. Now, they are a preclinical medical device company that specializes in transformational micro-robotic technologies with the goals of improving clinical outcomes for patients and increasing accessibility through the natural and artificial lumens within the human body. Now, they aim to improve the way surgical robotics are being used in endovascular procedures today by eliminating the need for large, cumbersome, and expensive capital equipment while reducing radiation exposure and physician strain. The company believes that their Liberty Robotic Surgical Systems remote operation has the potential to be the first system to democratize endovascular interventional procedures. Now, you can read more on the website, all right? And if that sounded pretty complicated, basically, this is a robotic surgery company. Now, people have been talking about robots for a long time, and this company is one of the leaders in the industry for bringing it to the medical field. So there's lots of potential for future growth, many years in the future if this works out and, basically their Liberty Robotical Surgical System becomes kind of like the medical standard, right? So that's kind of, the growth story behind this stock. Now, even here recently, they are already preparing for their first in-human cases in Brazil. Okay, so that's really, really big news. It'll be exciting to see how that goes and, what the results of those are whenever they publish those. But for now, the latest update is we've heard about, their preparations for the first in-human cases. Now, there's lots and lots of news that we're going to cover in today's video. We'll dive into all of that. But before we do, let's take a look at the endovascular market today, right? There's over 5 million plus procedures in the US alone. The endovascular today is a massive market with unmet needs that can be met with robotics. However, the penetration of existing robotics is extremely low due to many barriers preventing adoption. Now, less than 1% of endovascular procedures are done robotically, all right? And it's time-consuming setup and use. They have to have a dedicated room and staff. There's large and expensive capital equipment, and there's a long learning curve to even be able to, use these robotics. Now, over 75% of interventionalists plan for robotics to become a part of their practice. So, in the next 3 to 5 years, the majority of interventionalists expect to be using robotics, but there currently exists nothing to overcome the multiple barriers leading to the low penetration of them in the endovascular space. And that's what our pie chart right here says. We have about 16 saying within 1 year. We've got about 30% saying within 1 to 3 years, and then another 30% saying in 3 years plus, with about 24% expecting not to use them. So, over 75% there, guys, is good odds, right? And that leads to a lot of growth potential for this company if they can pull it off, right? Now, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So please be sure to read through the full disclaimer, and we'll go ahead and move forward, okay? Now, today's video is sponsored by Simply Wall Street. It's a really great platform, and you guys get a 14-day free trial using the link in the description, and up to 40% off for the first 100 people that join. So that makes it very affordable if you get that discount. It's under $200 for the entire year, and you can use that 14-day trial to look up Microbot Medical, or you can use it to look up some of your favorite stocks as well on there: NVIDIA, maybe Tesla or Amazon, Apple, different things like that. And I really love the platform. They have an awesome app that you can use, or they have a really great website. Now, let's talk about some of the news here recently. They expanded their physician support with the addition of leading Italian interventional radiologist Irene Bargellinelli. I think I said that right. Now, in addition to leveraging her expertise to achieve this goal, they also recognize that Italy represents an important and potentially large addressable market for the Liberty Robotic Surgical System. She's a potential future user who we believe could support our entry into the Italian market upon regulatory clearance. So they're making some big power moves right here, okay? Not only are they adding to their physician support, but if she does become a future user of the product, okay, she's going to be a stepping stone to really getting through that regulatory clearance in Italy, in the Italian market. Now, they also successfully completed an extensive preclinical study performed in the US with a 100% success rate of reaching the intended target with no observable on-site complications. In addition, it was the first study that the company allowed participants of leading organizations from the medical industry to join. So they're actually letting other people in now, okay, to, let them see and they're confident enough in their product. Now, very similar to previous studies, the company received positive real-time user feedback, including with respect to the intuitiveness of the system, ease of setup and use, and value added that they see with the ability to control procedures remotely via the Liberty Robotic Medical's surgical systems remote controller. Moreover, the company received valuable input from the industry participants, which aligned to the value proposition Liberty is expected to bring to the market and which the company believes will assist in the future adoption of Liberty when commercialized. Now, following successful studies in Europe and now in the US, the support and endorsement we receive has great value for our future commercial plans, commented Microbot's CEO. Now, if we take a look, all right, they have been raising money from direct offerings. You can see here they raised $2 million from direct offering of 624,000 shares, and they received a total of 6 million in gross proceeds from 4 recent registered direct offerings. And something else that I think is really important here is they recently, I covered this in the last video, but I want to highlight it again. They received a grant of protection for a design patent in Japan covering its innovative Liberty robotic drive. Now, this design patent complements previously received protection in Japan covering the unique design of the Liberty robotic system remote controller. Similar design patents were granted in the US, Europe, and Israel. So now we have Japan. So it's really has the potential to be a very global company right here. And, not only just service like things like the US or Europe, but, many other countries as well. So we really like to see that. Their IP portfolio for Liberty and its related technologies include 19 patents issued/allowed and 41 applications pending currently at the moment. Now, let's dive into the chart. And unfortunately, we weren't able to break above a key level that we had here, right? If you take a look on the chart, it said short-term bullish above, right? So we did have this amazing pop right here, and we came back down. And we started to move back upwards, and I identified that, we basically needed to hold above 334, okay? If we could hold this area as support and get through this red supply zone here, that's when we had a chance of coming back to retest 430, and in the short term, we would be bullish above this level to try and reach 430, maybe even potentially 532, or some of our other bullish price targets to the upside. But as you can see here, we weren't able to hold above that level, and now we've fallen below 270. So 270 will be a critical level of resistance. If we can get back above there, then we have the chance of stair-stepping our way up. And ultimately, for the short term, we still need to get above 334. And if we can hold above there, that's when we can go bullish and look to get a reversal up to some of our higher levels that we have up here. All right, now just from a technical analysis basis, all right, you can see here we had the red crossover on the MACD where this red line crosses down below the yellow line. That happened right about here at this moment, and that is a bearish signal. All right, it's known as a MACD exit signal or sell signal, and you can see the stock has followed accordingly to that signal. So if you're going to be bullish on this, one thing you may want to look for is going to be this red line crossing above the yellow line. Right, that would be a MACD buy signal, right? And you can see over here, we had a MACD buy signal, nice little push up. Over here, MACD buy signal, nice push up. So those are some of the things you want to pay attention to. Now, as a general rule of thumb, right, you typically don't want to buy something when it's overbought, right? What I'm highlighting here is our RSI, and this horizontal line right here is 70. This is the technical definition of overbought. And you can see that we were overbought here previously at this level, and sure enough, the stock ended up pulling back. And then we're overbought here yet again, and you can see, sure enough, the stock started pulling back. So as a general rule of thumb, you typically don't want to buy something when it's overbought, as the there's basically increased chances of a pullback buying at those levels, but it doesn't mean that a stock has to be bearish and that you can't go up higher if it is overbought. All right. Now, hopefully you guys appreciated today's video. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. You can always email me too, all right, at zackleytrades@gmail.com anytime for a one-on-one personal coaching session. I do these sessions every single week, and we can work together on getting a time scheduled for a coaching call.